right, joining me now to discuss the Million Mask March is Ray McGovern, former CIA analyst. Thank you very much for being with us, Mr. McGovern. Well, maybe it's not quite a million mask march, but it certainly is massive. Does the turnout surprise you?
Well, it did surprise me because I had great difficulty getting here. I have never seen so many policemen and so many police cars in Washington since I don't know when. So I'm lucky to be here on time. It's very interesting, the widespread coordination of this, not only Washington, not only London, but Manila, Brussels, Rome, San Francisco. One of the signs in San Francisco, I think, speaks volumes. It said, we are the 99%. Until you wake up, that is, until the 1% wake up and the others of our populace here in the United States that are still sort of asleep, until you wake up, we will fight for you. And so there's a kind of awakening here, and I was thinking of the Tahrir Square, and thinking about the Arab Spring and Asma Mahfouz, the young lady who led that protest. And I was thinking maybe this group, maybe Anonymous, maybe the people who are associated here will turn out to be our Asma Mahfouz.
I was just about to ask you this, do you think that a group like this can go to the streets a few times a year and be able to bring down governments and corporations and really change the world?
Well, as Margaret Mead said, the only thing that ever has changed anything is a small group of very dedicated people. Now, the world needs to be changed. And how it happens is something beyond our ken. But when I see young people who are clearly dissatisfied with mass surveillance, with austerity, with the fact that rich people are getting still richer, and that elections are being bought, that's a good sign. And whether it takes just a small group or a larger group, it's a hopeful sign that people are dissatisfied enough to wake up their relatives, their friends, their neighbors, and saying, look, until you wake up, we're going to fight for you.
Let's talk about the group Anonymous. They are leaderless, as they say. But where do you see that movement going from here?
Well, I think the important part of Anonymous is that they're mostly young and they're highly technically skilled. Now, governments in this world cannot function without highly technically skilled people. Witness Edward Snowden. Now, that being the case, each government is going to have people who not only have highly technical skills, but also have a conscience, care about the other 99%, as we say in this country, care about people who are being deprived of their rights in Palestine, of their very existence. And so Palestine, too, was voiced in some of these demonstrations. There is a worldwide way to connect people now, and these young people, bless them, are doing that connection.
Speaking of connections, we've seen how in the past with the revelations by Edward Snowden, how the state can spy on us. How do you then, with a group like Anonymous, make sure that that doesn't continue to go out of hand, with a group saying we're all for the people, and then on the other side, spy agencies saying, well, we want some of that information too. So how do we keep the level field clear of all of that and in focus of what the main idea is?
Well, the good news, in my view, as a non-technical person, is that the technology is available to everyone. Are we being snooped on? Are we being eavesdropped on? Of course we are. Is it against our Constitution? Yes, it is against our Constitution. But there are ways to encipher your communications, and there are ways used by highly technical people like Anonymous to defeat the surveillance or to counter-surveil and cause mischief, not all of which I endorse, but cause real concern and mischief, and give more work, still more work, to the increased number of people we have surveilling, we have patrolling, and now we have putting up barricades to prevent Anonymous from getting to the U.S. Capitol.
Thank you very much. We'll have to leave it right there. Ray McGovern, former CIA analyst. I believe it was Jill Scott who said the revolution will be televised. And I guess we're seeing some kind of change on our TV screens today.